iPhone 14 series, comprised of the purported iPhone 14, iPhone 14 Max, iPhone 14 Pro, and iPhone 14 Pro Max, are anticipated to make their debut at Apple's far-out launch much scheduled for September 7. The organization is rumored to do away with the mini-structure factor, in favor of a large Max model. The iPhone 14 lineup is tipped to feature a higher charge tag this year, compared to their predecessors that had been launched last year. Apple is also stated to be working on 3 new Apple Watch Series 8 models, which may want to be launched alongside the iPhone 14 lineup. On this week's episode of Gadgets 360 Podcast Orbital, host Akilera talks to executive editor Jamshed Tavari and senior reviewer Ali Pardawala. We discuss some of the most noteworthy leaks in connection with the iPhone 14 fashions and the purported Apple Watch Series 8 lineup. Apple is tipped to launch the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max next week with redesigned pill and hole punch cutouts in vicinity of the display notch that homes the digital camera and sensors for Face ID. This would mark the first time Apple has made a most important trade to the notch since it was added with the iPhone X in 2017, though the company did minimize the dimension of the notch with the iPhone 13 lineup. This year, the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max are tipped to feature a 48-megapixel important camera. As Jamshed factors out, Android producers have used pixel binning, which uses a cluster of 4 or greater pixels combined to improve ordinary photograph satisfactory for years, whilst also touting a higher number for marketing. It remains to be considered whether Apple permits users to pick between a higher resolution mode, or whether it will be set as the default. Will the iPhone 14 collection provide 8K video recording? Previous leaks have counseled that ultra-high resolution video recording should be supported on the smartphone. While Ali points out that TVs with aid for content in 8K decision have existed because at least 2016, it is yet to go mainstream and 4K TVs are the most popular. Jamshed says that there will continually be a market for 8K video recording as a feature, which should allow for cropping in, remastering, and archiving of content. Apple is additionally rumored to launch the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Max with the A15 Bionic chip that was launched with last year's models, while the iPhone 14 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max may want to function its next generation A16 Bionic chip. With the ongoing chip shortage, rising costs, such a choice might make sense. According to Jamshed, the Apple Watch Series 8 is expected to launch in 3 one-of-kind models, such as a new Pro variant. In accordance to preceding reports, we should see a new sports-focused variant this year, as per preceding reports. Apple is additionally rumored to be working on support for satellite TV for PC calling. However, we have not surely considered evidence of such a characteristic coming to the subsequent era of Apple's wearables, as Ali points out. It's tipped to be a lot greater highly priced than the preceding watches. However, we will only understand for positive once Apple gives us important points next week. You can hear to all of that in detail and more in our episode by way of hitting the play button on the Spotify player embedded above. In case you are new to our site, you can discover the Gadgets 360 Podcast Orbital on your preferred platform, be it Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Gaana, JioSaavn, Spotify, or any place you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to comply with the Gadgets 360 podcast wherever you're listening. Please also charge us and depart a review.